Our goal today is to finish up our still life so that it is completely colored in and it gets glued onto a background color. You'll notice that there's a shadow in this that helps that illusion of space, the illusion of form on these objects. We've drawn them to have form. You might have decided to add some shading or some value to create a darker value on one side and really help that form, but this shadow is also going to help. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you're finished drawing and finish outlining all of your details on your project. After you do that, then your goal is to color it in so that all of your parts look the right color. The paint bottle, I don't care. You can make it whatever color you want. But if you have a box of crayons, that box of crayons is probably going to look more correct if it's in those Crayola colors. So we're going to use this one and show how to cut the shadow. The first thing we do is turn it to the back, and you can see where your lines from the marker are. So we're just going to put some loops of tape. You just take one sticky end and overlap it with the other sticky end to make a loop, and you put it at the edges of your project so that none of these pieces are going to peel up. I see there's a paintbrush right here, and this is really skinny over here, so I'm going to make my loop a skinny loop and put it on my pencil. And now I'm going to take my black paper and put it on the back. Now this one I am seeing is really smaller. It probably could use a half sheet, so I'm going to go ahead and just use a half sheet of the paper so that I'm not wasting paper. Now that that's done, now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to cut this out right along all those lines so that I get it cut out so that only the edges are showing. And you should have both your top piece, and you will end up with a piece that matches it that is a shadow shape. So you want to take this apart and take off all the tape, and then you want to kind of see which way you like. Do you like the shadow up and to the right? Do you like the shadow up and to the left? I think I like this arrangement best for mine. So I'm going to take this now and think about what kind of paper I want to glue this onto. And here's your next consideration. Even though blue might be my favorite color, and that might be why you chose to paint your bottle blue, if I put this on blue paper, that blue starts to really blend in with the rest of the background. So a color that contrasts with the colors in your drawing is going to make your project look better. If I tried to put this one with the crayon box on the yellow, notice how that crayon box gets washed out. So the blue might be good for someone who did these colors, but on this one that I'm about to demo, I think the yellow will look best. So once I determine how I like the shadow to look, now I'm going to take both pieces and turn them upside down. What I want to do next is take my glue, and I'm going to put the glue all along the edges of the shadow. I'm only doing the shadow right now. And after I get the dinky dots around the edges of the shadow, I remembered that the shadow kind of sat quite a ways to the left. So I'm going to flip that up. And then I'm going to remind myself how this next piece is going to lay in. And I'm going to line things up. And once I figure out where it's going to go, then I flip this one over, I put my dots around there, and then I place it back. And finally, the last thing I do is turn it upside down and rub all over the back. And that is how we finish up our still life.